Hello and welcome back to another episode of Shirts in Time. As always, I'm joined by Dan. How you doing, mate?
Hello, Jake. How are you, my lover?
Very good. Now you sound looking and sounding very John Motson-esque there, mate. I must say.
Just coming this week live on the touchline here at air traffic control, and I can confirm that Sampdoria did win 2-1 tonight, and that's held up the entire broadcast of the show.
Well.
Other than
I'm
that,
glad.
mate,
I'd rather they won and it held it up than they lost. So
yeah, I'm going to sleep with a semi tonight. I'm very happy indeed. Must-win game. So
what contributes to a full, 3-1
I'd say a much more
or
easy-going win rather
clean
than having
sheet?
coming from behind the last 10 minutes. Is usually a little bit good. Yeah, a lot less
Coming,
nerve-wracking.
coming from behind with a semi. I like it. What shirt? What have you got on there, Dan?
Oh mate, I've got on the Germany 1990 template job, the one that Adidas did. There's like 4 of these, I think, and this is the one of the ones that Germany had. I think when they played England in the semi-final, or might be in the final against Argentina. This was one of the ones that they wore all the way through Italian night. Anyway, there's a few of them, and so I thought, yeah, that'll do me. Just a generic GK, but probably one of the best all-time international GK kits going, I'd say, if it was all badged up proper.
I don't know. Only if we had like someone to ask, like who's an expert on goalkeeper shirts.
If only we did.
Oh, it's just
Do
a
you know
shame
anyone?
though.
I'll tell you what though, what's more important than that, it's going to ruin your entire flow and your intro to this segment, is if I actually take us on a tangent and talk about what's behind me. So just quickly, I'm going to take you down the tangent of what's behind me. So I thought, for no apparent reason for this 90s GK kit spectacular, I thought I'd go with who did it best, the original or the newer version. So I've gone for, behind me, listeners, thinking about you all the time, I've gone for the Celtic 93 green stripe, and thanks to some, I believe it was stolen from a TK Maxx in Darlington. If anyone's seen him, clear
It might
glasses.
it might or might not have been Darlington. By the way, I'm not confirming or denying either.
Again, mate, you must have the same intel as me. They reckon he was 5'10".
That's an insult straight away. Thank you very much.
Sorry, mate. That's just what the woman said. The 6'2" woman on the door said 5'10", definitely 5'10". So it's last year's sponsorless Celtic away kit or whatever his third kit. Anyway, it looks. Whoa, I don't know what Scottish is for bellissima, but it's probably got batter on it.
Fucking beauty. There
Yeah,
you go. That's what it is.
hey, yeah, beauty,
Fucking beauty.
fucking beauty. That's our entire Scottish listenership gone.
We like to alienate people on this, don't we?
Oh, we do, yeah. I think we covered the Irish in the first episode where I was in it, so carry on. The next one is the Man United Snowflake 1990 job, and then the Ronaldo return away kit. I thought that's quite a nice little combo for you there. Beautiful textured looking blue pattern all over it. And then obviously saving the best to last, I've gone for Pompey's 1993 away kit, the red and black half and half job, Asics, Goodman's, and then Nike's pretty much a bit of a special for Nike for us. They did as a black badge on it as well, and their reiteration from it from 2 seasons ago. So yeah, sorry mate, what were you saying?
I knew you were going to come back to me as I was mid-drink. Now, I feel like we should scour the internet, scour ourselves, and find a perfect guest. I mean, you have ruined it because I meant we dropped the hint, and he's been stood up for the past 3 minutes. So let's get the main man in. Here he is. Look, the king of goalkeepers, goalkeeper shirts as well. It is Al Shaw shirts, Al Shaw shorts as well. How we doing, mate?
All right, let's not show these, courtesy of the man himself, Big P, sorted me out with my matching shorts, padded, to go with my Vitor Bahia special. If you can see that.
Look at that.
Beautiful. Anyway, so I've now got my shorts. If anyone's got any Barcelona socks from the period, more than happy to listen to offers. I'll
For
be
all
going.
the, for
It's
all
funny
the
you say
listeners,
that, Al.
I'm currently slotted in the middle of an Al Shaw shirt and a shirt hits the fan 83 sandwich. It's a tasty sandwich, but it's because I am going to contribute absolutely nothing to this episode with shirt wise. Maybe throw the odd comment here or there, but it's going to be Al above me,
Just
down
hanging
below
in.
me, just going back and forth with absolute goalkeeper shirt filth.
If this was a sandwich, the bread's the filling, if you know what I mean here, because like all the exciting toppings are above and below you, below the bread. It's like a sandwich in negative. Is that what you're saying? Don't be so hard on yourself, mate. You're a great bloke.
Mate, you just be that spread, holding those slices together. We'll keep
Yeah,
it
yeah,
going.
and the glue, yeah. Love that.
On the butter.
Who's going first then? Come on, let's see some absolute
Shirts.
madness here.
Surely shirts, did we say? I don't know. What do you want, Dan?
Well,
What can I say? I'm slightly addicted to goalie shirts as well as every other shirt under the sun, I suppose. But being a keeper, it's a special passion of mine. And the thing about keeper shirts is they've gone all the way from sublime to ridiculous. I think Dan will like this. I think I'll start with utterly sublime. Just an iconic colour, iconic style. It's just simplicity in a glass. Italy, I presume it's going to be like, what, 86 to 90, Dan, somewhere, that sort of era.
I believe so, mate. Definitely 88 to...
They'll play a patch, I believe, but it's just on the... You never get it up close. You can see they like the gilt stitching, trim on the badge is just
that is filth.
beautiful. And it's actually got a bit of cotton in it. It's not full on polyester. So
It looks like a jumper, like a polo jumper.
It is. You've got your flat cap and a pair of hobnail boots to lean against the post while you're wearing it. But that is, for me, what as we entered the era of the 90s, keepers were wearing kind of simple things. I got another simple one from the 90s, harking back to Italia 90, Dan, as you rightly pointed out. Bit of classic England. Peter Shilton could just see that ball looping up off Paul Parker over his head as he's tiptoeing backwards. But like, still simple, but you can see, things starting to creep in. Bit of pattern just starting to creep in. And then the other thing I wanted to put from the beginning of that bit was, I know that I love these. Special place in my heart from my childhood, the Umbro Hampden templates that obviously Scotland used. There are, now we're talking about numbers, that I think there's a green one, there's a red one, there's a blue one, there's this one. You would have seen them on the likes. I think Leeds United had most of them at some point. Mervyn Day would have won majority of them, I think. Obviously, Jim Leighton in this one, that sort of time. But this is my childhood, just properly cemented. First started to fall in love with keeper shirts, this sort of era. And then obviously things started to go bonkers as the 90s kicked in. I've got a soft spot for Umbro, massively. Got a couple of these. This was, I think, Stanley Menzo wore this for Ajax. Alex Shaw also wore it for Batley Grammar School under 15s. So
that's a bigger claim to fame, I think.
There is a picture of me clutching on the team photograph, Mitre multiplex in hand, with my David Seaman Addy Grip wet gloves on, wearing this not this very top, because I got rid of it years ago, but I managed to get another one. I then also went down another Umbro rabbit hole and managed to find a different colour. So I'm now the proud owner of two of them.
I believe that's the Arsenal Jamaica training special there.
It's beautiful.
That colourway.
Cool. Yeah. And then I just that mid Umbro 90s period is just kind of peak for me. And then these like classics that came in. I know. I think Mr. Palyuka had a version of this.
Yeah, he had for Inter.
And then this was one more that we saw in kind of Premier League trim. That one.
Oh, the Ipswich is the one for me in that, isn't it?
There'd have been a few of them.
What year is that?
Oh, yeah.
So these will be, are these 94, 95?
93, 94, 95. Brazil had one as well.
I can remember a Labatt's on one of these at some point. But yes, so I've also then got some, the Brazil one that I've got very similar, that some very thoughtful chaps sent my way that has a slightly different pattern on it. There's a great article on Museum of Jerseys about these shirts as well, on the variations. But then it just got, and then kind of culminating in 90s craziness for Umbro. I'll go with that one. International stage, Euro 96. There's the red one as well. Love them both. But, David Seaman diving around, penalty saving, etc. That's kind of where my formative years of loving goalkeeping came around, kind of liking Umbro shirts. Obviously, Dan's wearing an absolute classic tonight. The Typhoon template. I've got a few of those as well, obviously, but it's for me. Who was it? Ildner?
Beetlejuice.
Was it Bodo Ildner in Italy 90? Who was it?
Oh, I have a few. Yeah, the Germany. Oh, mate.
Bodo Ildner? Must have been Ildner, surely.
That rings a bell.
Bodo Ildner with his quality ruche gloves on. But that's where kind of I started to fall for keeper shirts, was that early to mid 90s, and that explosion of like Premier League and international jerseys, particularly Umbro, at the forefront. And then, it just kind of went into a more broader obsession. Obviously, there's like you say, Dan's got that one. Just said you before. I've got two more of that template. They're just beautiful. But what with Premier League 90s, I think then the other one of that kind of ilk was the Predator.
Yeah, we've mentioned that recently on one of the episodes. Actually,
the Predator, I think. Who would have had that most over here? I mean, David James was one who had sported that, but I think you're then going into Oliver Kahn territory, aren't you?
And
somebody who made it for yes. And then for some bizarre reason, I don't quite know how, I managed to get one of those, and it's got a France badge on it. So there you go.
It wouldn't surprise me. Argentina had it as well.
Yeah,
back in '94. So yeah, it
few
would
of
be.
them. But then went into that. I never know to this day if this was a thing, but I ended up getting one of those with the old skeleton jobby, which I think was another David James job. I think
Definitely. He probably designed it.
Yeah, just to look like his six pack. But mate, what can I say? That as I say, 90s keeper shirts for me, you go a long way to beat them.
This might be a stupid question, right? But so were these all just like templates that the manufacturers made up and then just dished them out willy-nilly to the clubs and the national teams? Then they weren't like given like a set shirt. It was like, you're having this template, we'll try and match your color wave, and here you go.
Yeah, very rarely have you seen somebody get a kind of a bespoke top that's just for them, and then it's usually like a template that was kind of readily available, and then they still do it to this day, don't they? You can see you're looking at product codes now. If you look at a lot of keeper tops and you stick the product code, and it usually brings up, particularly with the big brands, just the generic shirt itself. Even with the big stuff, like one of these, for example, I got this for my love of Manuel Neuer, and I meant to get it like name set put on it. But if you stick the code in for that shirt, it will just bring up that orange shirt because
We're no buying badge and sponsor.
yeah, it's not a buying top. It'll just bring up the template.
That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Which is why people have always sometimes created a bit of hoo-ha because they've said, "Oh, well, I've got a dodgy shirt because it's just showing up this one," but they just are the generic top with the club details put on.
Yeah, United had that last season for the League Cup final. We wore like a yellow goalkeeper Adidas template, and De Gea obviously wore it. And then people were trying to buy it in the club shop, but they weren't selling it with the badge on. It was just the template, and then it's causing confusion with the codes and stuff. So yeah, they do still do it to this day, like you say.
Just the same, but you know, I think it you do. Don't get me wrong, you get the more bespoke numbers. When we're just looking, I mean, all sport were a big love of mine in that kind of same period, and I ended up getting some of these. These are still in the box actually, but some like these, like USA. I mean, they're just phenomenal. They're just nuts. You know, stars down the sleeves. They've got. I don't know what the USA has got to do with it. I have no idea, but maybe they were made for the USA.
There's quite a few goalies in Serie A wore that, didn't they, Al? And it was just so like random.
Like what they were doing.
Oh, so that's not for the USA national team then.
No,
not at all.
No.
But
Just,
this one, you see that one floating about with a Dortmund badge on it.
Yeah.
And Marcel the Hoff 180 will be always happy to tell you when somebody's stuck a new badge on it because he can tell you by the way the BVB is on the badge that they've done it wrong. So, lesson kids, if you're going to sticker up a shirt to make it look old, make sure you get the right badge.
Or Hoff's going to get you.
Yeah.
Or
there's
Hoff's
so
gonna get you.
many. There's a lot of stuff like that. All sport had. So, for instance, like I'll bring some out in a bit. Maybe will I? Don't know. Keep it surprise. Like Sampdoria stuff, because the goalkeepers would have them be sponsored by like Royce or whatever. So they just have Royce top, for instance. Asics would make a goalkeeper top until the late 90s. Really, that would be also not late 90s, not for Italy anyway, but it'd be like the sort of early 93-ish. Maybe some clubs would have their own range, but a lot of keepers would just still have their own stuff and then just put their own brands over the top of it. So with like Sampdoria, there's like a load of generic Royce stuff that then gets rebranded. Everyone's like, oh, it's classic Asics. It's like, no, it's not. It's a Royce shirt. If you look, it's always got a sticker put over the top. So it has to be like redone. Where they have a little gaffer tape over the actual Royce and then have Asics, or they'll have Royce and Asics on show. It's just madness.
So like
keepers did.
I
was just go on now.
Sorry, man. Like that all sport one was for Dortmund. It was just where was it? I had it here, honestly. I had it. Where's it gone?
Mate, I believe it was Shirts Boots 1.
Which one? Which one was the? I had that one, but I'm just saying, like you said, they'd have something like that, and just they'd not even get rid of the logo, would they? They'd just keep it on.
No,
and just
sometimes see a bit of tape on it if they're being really fussy, but that'd be it.
Everyone else is rocking the Lotto or their Umbro or their whatever, but yeah. Oh, it was that one, mate. It's right behind me. This one.
Jesus, where?
Fucking hell, that's out there, isn't it?
Fuck me, that's a high school shooting, isn't it?
Look at that. Like, who else? It's
with the fucking Brave, bro.
Look at it. It's just Ruch at its best, but it's like, I don't know what you're going to put on there. But yeah, not much room for a sponsor, is there? Anyway,
that's the most American thing I've ever seen in my life.
That is.
Even that, and that's going to. So we're just giving you a few tops that have USA in like 80 long letters. So yeah, so it's that one. But that, I mean, that is just. I mean, look, it's just the 90s. Just when designers just got let loose, and I just love the creativity that came from it, and the not spirit. Daniel always loved that one, won't you? I left that on the back, but I knew you'd.
Oh
yeah,
like
that.
With the number
it's just
one.
That number one,
that
isn't
number, that number one.
What were you thinking of? Were you pissed?
It's like that's like Monty Python. That's like Terry Gilliam, like LSD trip.
Yeah.
Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
It's
How
actually
can we make
something.
this shirt even more crazy? Oh yeah, we'll stick this one on it. Yeah, look
It's
at
actually sublimated in the design as well, so it's all part of the gig. But it's just, I mean, it's one of those as well. You know that, Dan, when you get that era shirt, that if you stare at it too long, it will actually click. You know that quilted polyester stuff. That honestly, if you almost like you just have to hold it at arm's length, because if it goes within a whiff of anywhere, it'll pull.
Yeah. Oh, mate, don't get me started. Don't get me started on that.
I had.
Fucking nightmare. Mate, you
Um,
walking through a door like a you know like a fat person through double doors. Do you know what I mean?
I had one of the old Man United Schmeichel one that was that predominantly lime green and was quilted.
Yeah. Was it 98?
It came with the lime green shorts to match, of
Oh
course.
god, yeah.
I had to. I literally destroyed one of those in my in teenage. It just got pulled to death. And any time you went near anything, it would just pull.
Yeah.
Just awful. Anyway,
Enough about you on a night out, Al.
I know. Yeah,
Ruthless. He's a killing machine.
but it's the 90s. It's the 90s that spawned everything. You know, it's now it's like I don't know. I picked up a Mizuno random kind of J League template thing, but they just like I just love the fact that like keepers got to be this different. They got to be anything goes. You had the what was it called? I got a couple of these ones, the Navarro Montoya shirts from Argentina. Like they were Olan, weren't they?
Oh,
So we got that one.
Beyond belief.
I think these were re-releases, but my God, I'm still happy with them anyway. But then this one, I remember putting this in a post. This just defies belief. Like, why would you? Who on earth thought of this idea? I tell you what, I'm going to do myself driving a massive truck with an angry face. Just my sleeves are going to, I don't know, let's talk about LSD Dream. The back's going to be back of said truck, with my own name on the Express. But like, what? But what? I don't know if you were like Navarro Montoya. You just think like, what we're going to do today, lads? I've got an idea for you. Can you do me a top of me driving a massive truck? With like a really angry face on. Yeah, why not? Yeah, we could do that. Like nobody else would get to do it. Like the keeper got the chance to do it, and it's just that. Yeah, they're works of art, mate. They are just works of art. I love them because they're just that license to be, that expression of who you are. That guy was obviously mad as a box of frogs standing there. And obviously South American keepers have had some, from Gatti to, Navarro Montoya to, people like Higuita, Chilavert, all these absolute characters. It's a bit of they're my kind of. It just kind of sums up. I think South American football is possibly like some of the maddest football around as well. And then with the atmosphere, and then when you double that up with possibly the maddest position on the pitch, these guys must have been just phenomenal to be around, or maybe not. Was the case maybe?
Wasn't it Gita who had a shotgun license to carry
Yeah.
with him on his motorbike?
Yeah.
So you just drive around this big old like chopper with like fucking pump action shotgun on the side of it, and it's like, yeah, go for it, mate.
Why wouldn't you, Dan? Why wouldn't you?
Was the license only that he could only have the shotgun when he was on his motorbike? Was that the license?
He had to. It was Terminator 2 or nothing.
Yeah, connected to the bike or nothing. But it's just that. I mean, like, why? How would you? I tell you what, guys. Can you somehow like put my name and incorporate it onto the shirt sleeves? Yeah. We do that. Why not? Like, how indulgent do I want to get to be? And obviously, I'm not the greatest Vitor Bayer fan ever, by the way, because he was probably more style over substance, in my humble opinion. Apologies to any Vitor Bayer fans out there, but
no one's ever really lived up to the goalkeeper cocaine crossover more than Vita Bayer. He is sniff between the sticks. to another level.
But he's-
Crazy
yeah.
motherfucker.
But fair play to him for pulling this one off. Because as I say, now I've got my shorts from Big Pete, which I actually paid him for as well. So cheers for those, Pete. I'm very happy. But I mean, it like you. I'm just. I don't know. I just. No, you like that one as well, Dan? Bit of.
Oh, fuck
Yeah.
me sideways. Listeners, I've
Um,
just ejaculated to the fact he's brought out a Lazio 90. What's that,
With a-
96?
proper.
Oh,
Whoop, just get my number right, increase it a bit.
I've just done my number. Don't worry about that.
But that it's they are the kings for me, I suppose, in terms of tops. But what
Such
I
a
mean,
weird kit, though, that, because, you know, it's pretty much the Lazio colours, isn't it? So it's in their
yes,
colour scheme.
it's
So
almost
what-
as, it's almost
so
as
you-
senseless as Real Madrid's away in third kits this season.
Oh, yeah, literally the same kit. Just, yeah, no, it's just madness. Al, I'm not going to let you have it all your own way.
No, I'm just going to shoot my load and then you can crack on, mate.
No,
Don't
that's
worry
all right,
about
mate.
it.
I'm
But-
glad you went
Yeah.
straight with my two first off the pile, mate.
You got me. But then look, but
Son
that-
of a bitch.
if you want to, you know, we all know I have a Coca-Cola fetish, and when this came up, there was only one option. It was sell a kid or something.
Al, how long ago did you get that, mate?
How what?
How long ago did you get that? Tell us the story. You probably had a load of people messaging you to go buy it straight away, but
But I do. This is it now. It's like you know, people always saying, you know, whenever they met Gaza, they'd, you know, offer him a drink, and like, you know, people are saying that's probably the last thing you should do. Like whenever anyone sees anything with a Coca-Cola logo on now, I instantly get, and it's lovely. Dan, you know it because you either A, one of the people doing it, or B, witness to several other people doing it. And it's almost like, yeah, let's go and poke him with a stick. Come on, look, we found a Coca-Cola top. Go on, Al, go and buy it. Go and buy it,
we have
Al.
we have a collective term now. We're actually feeders. We have our own WhatsApp. There's a WhatsApp group without you in it, Al, and it's basically Coca-Cola feeder. And basically, last check, Al, there was something like 342 participants in this group feeding into it all over the world. We've actually got AI on it now. Got ChatGPT
worldwide.
them out.
Your
Your wallet's fucked.
It is, isn't it? But yeah, at least it's the only Coke habit I can admit to having. So yeah, there you go.
Is that do you reckon that's your best Coca-Cola bit? Not on a sub bit, but in terms of
yes, because of the obviously that logo, the globe logo that puts itself. It's on the outfield shirts, but it's obviously not that obvious. But I also
the badge is absolutely massive on that as well, isn't it? Oh, Sol.
The Sol on the. I mean, they love the Sol logo on the back, but the same again. It kind of gives you the full Club America Monty on the back without the interruption of the Coca-Cola bit. So it is phenomenal. I have to say, and yeah, not many knocking around these parts. So it is nice to be regarded as that fool who'll buy any of that sort of crap. But
I have a Coca-Cola shirt with a
yes,
but also that's weirdly a Sol sponsor. Not a goalkeeper shirt, but Coca-Cola Sol sponsors. I'll bring it in.
I just
saving that one, haven't you, Jake?
I put one more for Dan just before I hand over because I know he's going to love it. I have had a picture of me in having a brew in this top, but you'll like that, Dan, won't you?
Oh
fucking hell.
And it's actually got rubber dimples on. So if you can see that, it's all rubber dimpled because in the 90s there was this school of thought as well. Thought if you just stick rubber dimples on bits of the chest and the arms, it's going to make you catch a ball better. Turns out it's a load of bollocks.
For those listening on Spotify, that is the Lotto Fiorentina 1992-93 top, I believe.
I got told off because I got the year wrong, so it's either 92, 93 or 93, 94, but somebody said they didn't have Lotto in 93, 94 or something.
No, yeah, they had all sport. So yeah, that's the 92-93.
Is that right?
That is
Because
right. Yeah.
I put the
Yeah.
wrong year by accident, and somebody did correct me, which I was very grateful for. But yes, they did move to All Sports. There you go, 92, 93 it is. But it's just the love of But then I'll just sign off with this before I go over to you, Dan. Italy do the sublime well, the ridiculous well, and then just a straight up classic. Just what do you want? Do you want a black shirt with a flag on? Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that then. Okay, Kappa, you do your thing.
That looks like something straight out of Pro Evo, that doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's just
Graphics level of Pro
just
Evo.
superb. It's just superb. Anyway,
But probably,
I'm off for a
to be honest, mate,
breather.
that's probably one of the best periods for me. One of my favourite
Oh,
examples of materials and kit design, and just
do you remember when they came in and they brought those kit and everyone was like, "What the?" Because we'd gone through that phase of '90s ultimate bagginess
Yeah.
and long shorts and
Yep.
everything like that, and then you saw the Italian guys walk out in this version of the shirt, and you just
Yep.
thought, "Whoa."
Yeah.
They're like the most
Mate.
stylish men, football players on the entire planet. It was just, I mean, if you give an England team the chance to wear those shirts, they would have looked nothing like at all. It's just Italians do certain things with a level of style that us mere mortals can only dream of. Going back to what was the last tournament when they all had the grey suits on the sidelines?
Oh, mate, all Armani. Yeah.
Was that the Euros? Was it?
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
Steve. I don't know. You saw like Steve McLaren rocking one of them or something. It's not going to quite have the same look, is it? I know Gareth was a decent suit, but theirs were just.
Mate, you had Viali in a flat cap. You had Ivani. Ivani
Yeah.
looks like he's just got off a boat in like Santa Margarita.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He's like, yeah, little sexy tash. I mean, one of them was like having an espresso. They had an espresso counter on the touchline. That chic. It was, mate. Just that whole moment of 2000. Like I say, it was that whole. It was almost like they looked around at what's everyone else doing, and went, "Fuck that. This is where we're going now.
It was amazing.
Get near this. No one else is doing it." And it was just, it
A
lasted
keeper
for a
in
while.
a black top. You don't see, it was such a rare thing. Yeah.
Oh, mate,
Super
it's just a
classy.
beautiful thing. Which randomly, right on the top of my pile, is the green. It doesn't show up on his camera very well because camera color balances don't work very well. But it's that sort of aquamarine green goalkeeper kit from the same set. One's got I think it's an OG one, but who knows? But yeah, just a stunning Kappa effort long sleeve version.
So is that like skin tight as well? Then that Kappa.
This is
Yeah.
You
That's
have to go
wanna-
at least a size up.
You don't want to be on your cheat week in one of them.
That's mental though. So like you say, Al, it's literally gone from the 90s where it's bagginess, like you got padding as well in all the shirts, like quilted, and then you go straight into the noughties and it's the literal pole opposite, the tightest thing you could ever wear.
But what's funny is they were still almost on their own for. In fact, I think they still were on their own. I don't think anyone really maybe got a bit more fitted. It wasn't really until Umbro did the tailored buy that stuff really got close to that. I just think. So I'll just go over to the rail. So I'm walking behind me now for those listening. And then they also
You say Taylor by Umbro, Dan.
Oh fuck!
Taylor by I'm trying to stick. I'm trying to stick to 90s, and I know this would have come out in 99. So this is the grey version. The black one's the one I'm missing, but yeah.
Mate, we'll meet at one time. You can just touch each other. It's fine.
Oh, that's what I want, mate. I just think for me, I know that was like the end of the 90s decade, so I know I'm trying to stick into the 90s shirts, but one point I would go back to as well that you were saying about when did keepers not have customized kits? When did they? I feel that there was a time where they didn't. The clubs, there was a lot of generic templates and they're colourful, but when the players, or at least the clubs, started to get much more their own templates, or the goalkeepers got their own templates, it was when they realised how much people almost liked it. It went into a bit of a frenzy. And it sort of, in 1998, if you look at the goalkeeper kits, even 96 to 97, that sort of period, there's almost a bit of a cut off and it starts to go down a bit. And all of a sudden, after 2000, I don't know about you, but I found goalkeeper kits went quite boring. Do you know what I mean? They lost that ability to do this sort of crazy stuff.
Yep.
I know Cap was sort of fighting against that. They went for this clean. They wanted to look different. But I mean, a good example of the craziness is this is in my top 5 shirts of all time that I own, almost eternally. This is the Rangers '96 goalkeeper kit, the sunset over Ibrox job.
How many sunset over places keeper tops did Adidas do, Dan?
Not enough, I believe. Newcastle's the best one, isn't it?
I could only think of Newcastle.
Exactly, and it's like the thing I like about this is, it's got the same sort of feel. I like the fact this is more symmetrical because it's the feel of Ibrox. And it's just got Rangers FC and it's just its own thing, and just lovely. The sleeves are always too short with the Adidas ones. That's the one thing I would say. But you got.
But it's a template, but it's also a template. Like unlike nowadays, that's been like styled for the club, hasn't it? Like you say with the Newcastle one. Is the Newcastle one the Tyne Bridge?
Yes, the Tyne Bridge, and I think you can see the actual castle that's on the hill by the high level bridge as well. And
do you know what I realised? You just left that upstairs. I've got the white one. I've got the white in my homage to Andy Gorham. I've got the all white Adidas one.
And that's the one with the red McEwens, isn't it? Was it blue McEwens that goes across it? Yeah. I think, like, for me, this is it for me. In terms of that's my favourite one. But that's, for me, a really good example when they did the more custom stuff for the player or the club, rather than just doing a really crazy pattern as well. I don't have one of the kits here, but one of the best ones for me, or in terms of my earliest memory of a crazy goalkeeper with a crazy name and a crazy kit, was Steve Igrizovic at Coventry. Do you remember him? And it's just like this guy who looked like he did a part-time gig as a ELO tribute guitarist. Also was a Premier League goalkeeper for Coventry. And that just
He's the first person I ever saw score with a kick out of his hands when he scored from his own. And apparently he wasn't one of the stronger kickers, but he had an amazing wind at his back, and he kicked it straight out of his hands. I think it did one bounce. I can't remember who it was against, over the other keeper and in. It was the first time I'd ever seen a goalie score.
It wasn't Paul Jones at Southampton, was it? Am I making that up? I hope it was.
My memory is...
You're just going to put Southampton in no matter what, weren't you?
Mate, I'll tell you one team. We talk about, just on a side tangent, you talk about a team that conceded wonder goals for a long period. Wimbledon. It was Tony Yeboah, Beckham. It's just, if someone scored an absolute worldie, you knew there's a really good chance on match of day it would have been like Wimbledon in like 94.
Who would have been picking it out? Neil Sullivan.
Wimbledon, you knew it was going to be good.
Goal of the season at the end. Goal of the season at the end on match of day is just every single goal, every single entry is against Wimbledon.
Yeah, you knew it was going really bad. Yeah, yeah, it's bad when they asked O'Sullivan, the judge, which judged the winner at the end of the year. And he's like, leave me alone. I could go back into international shell foul, back to Italy as well, because I'm sort of absolute fiend for that.
Yeah, mate.
But the '94 GK kits, the sort of I'd say the home, which is the green one, and the away, which is the change, which would be like the grey one. Not that they really need a change kit for a goalkeeper, but the arm pattern is insanity. The rubberized.
Have you got the rubbery bits on, Dan?
I'll try and see if I can capture the noise through the microphone. Can you hear that?
ASMR at its finest, folks.
That's it. Paliuka Madness, and this one is a training issue. One, because it's basically got the previous size or previous typeface numbers on the back. So this one was a training issue one, the green one I got here, and the other grey one's just standard. and that's from LV. I'll never get it right. LV United out in Vegas. I swapped in that for a decent Arsenal kit.
Nice.
Just brilliant. That is Paliuca. He was absolute prime Paliuca. He'd just come out of that amazing season with Sampdoria. He'd just gone to Inter, or was just heading to Inter. Magic. And I'm going to pull out one of my other favourite internationals, one that didn't make it to the World Cup because they put that stupid template in with the chest on it and all the Predator template, which I just don't like generally personally. But the Argentina '93 multicoloured badge where sort of like it's almost all the graphics on it are pointing towards the AFA logo, like a broken bit of glass. It's just got all the colours in
Mate,
it.
which was part 2 of that lovely package I was sent by some very nice young men. That was the other one. So
some very nice young men
that,
indeed. And it's strange he made a miraculous recovery after that.
Yeah, perked up after a couple of tops.
Yeah. Baited us. I mean, this is a great top. Wasn't it the story where the Argentina keeper, their main keeper got injured and he was the substitute goalkeeper for Argentina in '94? Is it Hoyer? Or something like that. I'm terrible with their names.
There was Goalkeeper, wasn't there? But then there was the lad who ended up in goal against. Oh, was that '98?
Yeah, but you're thinking of Rower. But it was Goya. It was Goya. Yeah. And just remember that sort of the top, the Predator top was the one that he sort of wore in that for that. But I mean, the one before, if this went to the World Cup in 1994, that would have been fantastic. That deserved to go.
Agreed.
Yeah, that deserved to be seen at the Rose Bowl. Probably go back in time with a couple of templates, Al.
Yes, mate.
So probably two of the most well-known, definitely templates within English football, 100%.
Classics.
Yeah, the ASICs, 92, 93s, and all that. Well, 1993 these are. So there's the Pompey 93 GK, the crazy party kit that looks like the Chicago Fire training top that me and Jake funded towards the other week.
Which you'd have seen at Newcastle, Leeds, Villa,
yeah. Any more?
They're the ones that spring to mind.
See what the Hearts ever have this?
Ooh. Pass.
Stoke?
Possibly. Hearts?
Yeah.
Possibly.
That wouldn't have been allowed in Stoke, surely.
More memorable that one than the other one in terms of seeing it.
Yeah. But depending on which club you support, different clubs had the rare one. So the other option, so rather than the multicoloured smash glass, like a fight of the GAY, you go from that to the more like ordinary. It's you look back, it's quite a mad top. It's the green squares with the sort of different reflections going through it, and I think different clubs had different iterations of this. I think there's something to do with where Villa had one colour in a friendly once, and that was it. That's the only time I was ever seen. Then they had like 3 shirts of the same template that weren't that colour used. Because I'm sure Pompey had yellow.
Was it like
green?
Was it like a bronzy coloured one? I just imagined this. Was it like
no, you're right. Yeah, that's for me. That's the yellow one. I'm sure there was a red. And randomly, I think there was Pompey had a blue one or something. That might have been 91, 92. Might be a bit hazy there.
Who was your custodian then, Dan? Was it still Alan Knight, or had it moved on?
Mate, that's right. The Pompey goalkeeper from 1872 to 2008 was Alan Knight, so there's a good chance he would have worn that.
How many appearances did he make for Pompey?
Mate, it was 600. I think 687.
Is he your all-time appearance holder?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. He overtook Jimmy Dickinson for that.
Nice.
Oh, mate, ridiculous. He's a teetotal now. Absolute piss. Well, the reason he got into England youth team, and the reason he never made it all the way is because he absolutely loved the drink, like bad.
Yeah.
But I think he hasn't drunk now in something like 5 years, and he's like really sorted himself out. He looks better.
He's not. He's not going to get a call up, mate. Have you told him? You might as
No.
well get boozing now.
Mind you, you could put him on the bench. I was surprised Man City aren't going to sign him soon for their European spots. Scott Carson is shitting himself when he found out how
Don't knock
Mike went
it.
sober.
What a living Scott Carson's making. What a living.
What 2 or 3 years ago, we were talking with one of my mates, and I just remember we almost cut with the whole concept of a situation comedy, a sitcom, all based around the life of a third choice goalkeeper, and just the sheer life of luxury. We went down all these like tangents of what it could be, and we ended up like lumping on the idea of like some sort of docu soap, sort of like a Spinal Tap meets Gloves. And it would just been this like crazy sort of like rabbit hole of third choice keepers.
It's just like, oh, you're training again. Oh, what's happening match day? Well, I just thought, you're on the bench. No, I'm not on the bench. I'm just going to just have to watch the game again. All right.
He'll be on the bench now though because Edison's injured, isn't he?
Just going training again. Yeah. What a life. You paid
just like
£1,000 a week just to like.
He saw Edison get injured on the weekend. He went, "Oh, for fuck's sake! I'm actually gonna have to dress up for match day. I'm gonna have to bring my gloves. Oh,
so where's your gloves?
I was gonna fucking bed in the daffodils, you know. I was gonna deadhead the roses.
What, you want me to play? What now?
Yeah.
What?
He's like, oh, God, I was gonna sort the loft out this weekend.
You have to play with Tom. You have to go and play with Tom in
Newcastle.
United under 21s, under 23s. Go on, right. Have a game with the kids. All right. Anyway.
I wonder if there's a guy. There must be, other than Carson. I'm trying to think is the longest serving goalkeeper in football who hasn't had to play competitive minutes, cup, league. You know what I mean? International, but has stayed on the way. The Winston Bogart of the net world. He has to exist. Even Carson's come on for like 2 minutes in the cup game, didn't he, for a bit of banter?
I think they do.
There must be a guy.
They even do that. They even give him, obviously, playing in the cups, because it used to be. Do you remember? I always remember, I don't know why, Stuart Taylor just sticks in my head. Stuart Taylor for years was like, you always saw him, and then somebody wanted him to play, and he became a first choice keeper. It was like, whoa, hang on a minute. It's like, I'm not really cut out for this. But there must be. It's like, you know, second choice is hard enough because they're not going to play. But like you say, the life of a third choicer. Like, what do you do? What a life! Just 99.9% certain you're just not going to play in a competitive match.
They've probably got their own like union. Do you know what I mean?
Third GK.
Where they all club together. They probably have like AGMs.
Just have
What I mean? They have like a big WhatsApp group.
Have a kickabout. Come on, have a kickabout.
So they're all fucking scared of the ball. Ah!
Have some penalties.
Get that away from me!
Scott Carson's not allowed in that WhatsApp group though with his 2 Champions League medals. They're a bit like, fuck off, Scott. Coming in here showing off your Champions League medals.
I know, for your 3 minutes you've played.
Yeah.
When you were saying about tailored Bone, Dan, have you got any tailored Bone knocking around?
I do. I've got. I had 2, but I've got 1, and I think you might know it. The pick. I know we're going away for 90s goalkeeper tops. I know that's sacrosanct. I mean, as you know, Jake, I hate to go off on a tangent.
Absolutely hate it.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely hate it.
Left me standing in my shorts for 10 minutes.
But I have got. For me, I remember when this came out.
And when he wasn't looking, I already predicted it, didn't I? I already predicted it.
So, probably the best England goalkeeper kit for the last 20 years. Without a shadow of a doubt. Yeah, the green TV colour balance ruining Joe Hart special.
I'll hold it up.
You can talk. Yeah.
We can have it in visual stereo. There you go, everyone.
Having a tailored by Umbro sandwich look.
You work the front, I'll work the back.
But what?
There you are, I've spun it round for the camera. What
it is that Dan will agree, this you might know when you snuck into Umbro and had a quick word with someone. What they did with this fabric, like the brushed feel of it, is just like another level of. They're just the nicest shirts you could ever want to wear from a feel. For me, it's the nicest shirt material I've ever put on. It's just something about it, that brushed feel. It just feels really nice.
It's stunning.
And I know I'm going on attack. I got a few of these knocking about, but I got the other one out. Don't know, was this from a different? It was this after when they made it a bit more.
That's the year after. I think that
A
was
bit
the
less
World Cup.
obvious.
Yeah.
Because I've got a red one. I've got a red one as well, but it's just that era of shirts is just. I think with the outfield ones as well. I know we can't talk about outfield shirts because that's not why we're here. But it's just that. It's just that something about that era of Umbro is just. Anyway.
Now, Al, you said outfield shirts. Now, recently I saw someone who works in sports media saying that, wouldn't it be great if goalkeepers wore outfield shirts still? Which you would think, oh no, they don't. Unfortunately, they haven't stopped because this is my next little slight goalkeeper tangent of outfield-ish kits that were worn as goalkeeper kits. Now, I still know it's the Vasco da Gama, but these were the goalkeeper kits, not the actual. Everyone seemed to think they're outfield kits, but anyway, there we go. They sort of wore them a bit of both. So the cap ones from a couple of years ago, and then in Italy it hasn't stopped. So Sampdoria, for me, notorious for wearing the outfield kits as goalkeeper shirts. This is the third kit from 2019, I think. Well, let's see, Roma. Yeah, when it was Ranieri's first game. Emil Aldero wore this more than the team did. I think we actually wore this something like twice outfield. But Emil Aldero wore this at least 10 times in goal during that season. So there's an example of that. This shirt, Sampdoria's away kit, or third kit rather, from last season. Probably the most visually recognised, or at least the most talked about from that set of kits. Again, Aldero would be wearing this nearly all the time, and then later on would be Revalia when Aldero got injured.
It looks like a goalkeeper shirt, if you know what I mean. Though
I like that.
100%, it does look like it. I mean, this is a Caliola one. I flashed it a few days ago on the SamTube thing, but yeah. So this would have been worn loads. I think they wore this. Again, this was worn more as a goalkeeper kit than it was a third kit. And home shirts last weekend, I think, away. Stankovic for Sampdoria wore the home kit in goal. Nice. In fact, he's done it about 3 times this year. So wearing the home kit in goal. And the most famous iteration of an outfield kit for a Sampdoria player being worn in the net, beyond belief, the Derby della Lanterna, Emil Aldero, 90+6, saving what's that little Griffo's name? Crescito's penalty to win the Derby della Lanterna, relegate Genoa, keep Sampdoria up. Was this iteration here? This is the away kit. I'm waiting on my Aldero set for the back of this, but nice, yeah, very good. This even appears on a flag that was sold by the Ultras in the south. So, and the last one is the English guy wore it, which was Ramsdale for Arsenal, where he wore Arsenal's yellow kit from what, this 2 years ago now. He wore that in net, and everyone made a big thing about it. So it does happen.
They did it a few times, Arsenal, didn't they? Not just with that shirt. I'm sure, was it the Marble Effect shirt they did it with as well?
You know what? That's a good shout. It might well have been. I didn't keep too much eye of it. I just remember this one in particular stuck out, but they might. I can
remember Leno wearing one, but I can't. I'm pretty sure it might have been the marble one. But yeah, Leno Ramsdale did one. Definitely wore it. The outfield shirts.
Oh mate, 100%. But like well that's from Leno you expect it, but it's quite weird. You know, you see goalkeepers now, especially in Europe. In Europe for ages they've worn short sleeves. Yeah. But even I find that weird as well. Do it now. But it makes sense because your arms, as soon as you stretch out, you feel the sleeve catch on your arm. Al probably testify to that.
Yeah. I know this wasn't one, but that was just going back to that, the man who was synonymous with wearing outfield shirts for his shirts. And that, I think that was just a goalkeeper. I just had that. But I've got quite a few Parma shirts upstairs that are all away shirts of some iteration because that man was very notorious for wearing them. And I think something that I've got, it's
Buffon
not
he owned sort of wearing alternative kits, didn't he?
Not a home shirt. It's not a shirt that it's a shirt. I love this, and this was provided to me by Mr. Kit Culture himself, a man who shares my initials and my first name. So there you go. Maybe we're just meant to be together. You think it's a Brazil away shirt from 1998, don't you? Oh yes. But if you look, the trim is all grey, not white. So my camera's not fantastic, but that isn't off-white. That is actually grey.
Yeah.
Very subtle difference, isn't it?
Exactly like the away shirt. As I say, it's just got. And I was who had it? It was who wore it?
Taffarel.
Dida.
Oh yeah.
In a couple of games.
Would it Dida and Taffarel wore it, or was it just?
Yes,
Dida?
it would. Well, I've seen definitely Dida wearing it because you can just I'm watching like grainy videos and just checking. Is that grey? Is that actually grey? And it was seen wearing that actually in grey. But it's that once again the first kind of era I probably remember seeing a goalie wear short sleeves because I'd never really seen one until obviously your man Bartes, Jake, obviously wore them. And when I first started seeing goalies wear short sleeve, you just thought, "Oh, are you mad?"
Yeah, I still to this day think it looks weird.
I used to like something on.
Pads?
I just want, where's your big pad? I just wanted something on my. I didn't want grazed elbows. So then, obviously, it's funny. Then I always find it weird. Then if you see a long sleeve version of a shirt that you've seen a goalie wearing short sleeves. So, for example, you saw Bartes wear the shirt that you got. He would have worn that shirt you got behind you, wouldn't he? Would he have worn that one?
Yeah, he would have. Yeah, I think he would have. Yeah.
Roy Carroll definitely.
When you see Roy Carroll wearing it in long,
or
like so maybe Tim
Howard definitely wore it in long. Yeah,
in long, and it just
Ricardo as well, Portuguese goalkeeper.
Ricardo. It just looks odd when you see somebody wearing it in long sleeved. But yeah, it's the 90s definitely for me was that. I know you move into like the Taylor boom and the 2000. I mean, I'm just looking at the shirts I've got here, and genuinely, between like something that I've got now. So I've got obviously I like collecting. So I've got obviously the Buffon. I've got just because it's him. I like collecting kind of my icons. I've got a player version or black one. It's just a grey. That's another one. That was the template that. Well, it's just a green shirt. It's just a green shirt with the trim on, but it's just because it's a yan on black top. I like a legend. I've got a Denmark with the Schmeichel from Schmeichel Junior, but obviously then it got senior. I like my Schmeichel.
Senior in long sleeves and junior in short sleeves.
Exactly.
Change, yeah.
Dan, Dan, was this? This is a goalie top. This is a goalie top, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it was just a goalie top, wasn't it? It wasn't an outfield top turned into a goalie top. It's just a goalie top.
I couldn't see why they would have worn it as an outfield, personally, why Juve would ever need a white kit. So it probably
Why would they need a white kit anyway?
There you go, exactly. That's what I mean. So it's like, it probably is, yeah. That's the old the Serie B days, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was going to say, that's match fixing scandal era, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Good times.
But Santini with the first Scudetto 2005. So there you go. When they weren't celebrating it but it was just like that. I've got very few in that kind of middle period. They're either all 90s or the kind of like the select things like the Taylor by Umbro stuff, or then it's very much picking out like because they belong to someone. I think any other honourable mentions we've got. Like another Italian club that I have a lot of time for that template. A lot of time for that. I just love that design. Loved it when it came out. I got the home shirt, I got the away shirt, and I got the keeper. It's just a phenomenal throwback homage to a bygone shirt. I just love the logo. Genuinely love the logo.
It's classic.
Some of Macron's best work. That I think
It
that's when
is.
they start. It's when for me that's when Macron started to go. Hang about, we don't have to be shit all the time. We can. But you know what I mean. Like if you look back at like Napoli's 2008 stuff, it's like
Leeds early 2010s as well.
Oh my god, it's disgusting. I remember there was a point I was talking to someone. Who was it? This must be about 10 years ago, and we were talking about club kit. It was a kit supplier for like I think they did rugby up in North East in Alnwick when I was at uni, and I think Scotland just got taken over by Macron, and the guy was saying their rep was like he deals with all the brands. He was saying, oh my god, that's the end for Scotland there. They're so bad. Like the quality, the logo was terrible, and obviously I've got the Sampdoria one here now. I'll just pulled it out this year's, and it's unbelievable. They just literally stripped it down, got the logo sorted, a bit tidy. They've now gone down the Umbro route of no, let's make bespoke kits for everyone. So every club has something. The build of the shirt will be like similar, but you will at least have a different looking shirt. They'll do something or offer something that is really unique. I mean, Christ, they make Stoke kits look great. You look at the grey kit for a couple of years ago. Macron now, last year and this year for me, Macron are one of the best out there.
I think on your guest episode of this, we had a little segment on Macron just saying how like in the mid-teens they just completely transformed and now they're up there with some of the best actual shirt manufacturers. They've gone from like the absolute dross to battling up at the top.
Oh mate, they are. I think them, Umbro, Kappa, now just they do these brands because Umbro called themselves a contender, so they're able to sort of do things and bespoke kits. They really pride the fact they can do these bespoke options for clubs that the bigger brands can't do. So it is important that there are people out there trying to push and do it. Okay, they might not be able to offer the same contract, but at least you'll get something memorable, something different, something unique. On the Tailored by Umbro stuff as well, the Umbro's design team it was a woman that was the head of material development or material selection, and she'd been there for something like 30 odd years, even when I went up to meet them. And the guy said, if you could go to her with any issue, and she would like pull out all these ridiculous samples because they're not tied into essentially their own small, essentially like Nike's fabrics or whatever. They can just go, right, we'll go to this supplier, get this fabric, but they do loads of different things. Like they'll use a fabric and then they'll just flip the fabric over. If they like the feel on both sides, or the look and or the colour or the texture, and if one fabric does one thing on one side, one thing the other, but they can still use it, they'll just flip the fabric over and use it again within the shirt in a different way. But with the Tailored by Umbro, every single thing was like the panel, everything had a different stretch level, a different feel. Just amazing. It really was, and that you can't. I don't think you can probably run a company like that. But my God, did they produce a great product?
They did. Completely agree.
They could get away with not being football shirts, couldn't they? Like the Taylor by Umbro stuff. It just looks so classy. It doesn't look like it belongs in the not the noughties, the teens. It looks like 90s stuff. Yeah.
Right. You're totally right.
Very few shirts have that ability to come out. For me, Kappa 2000s, like that, the Italy era we spoke about earlier, Tailored by Umbro, I feel you can pick that kit up and put it. If it come out now, you wouldn't question it because it would just be. It has its ability to be its own thing. if Kappa brought out the 2000 shirts now for people, I still don't think you would question it. Maybe there's a slight size tailoring where the sleeves might go, but there's no reason you wouldn't think it was weird. It just it's perfect. Perfect
Just
stuff.
found one of the things that from the mid 2000s. It's probably one of the Falcon Taylor. No, sorry, probably one of the few things I own from the mid 2000s, and I had only one reason I bought it, and it was because of the rather large. I just like that the Camp Nou celebration thing.
That'll be
But,
2007, 8. Is that?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. Was that the
God.
first sponsors year as well, or the second sponsored year?
It's early sponsor years, but that is. I'm just looking at it genuinely. It's all 90s or moving forward. I don't know what else. Oh, yeah.
I think that's when United beat them. That'll be when United beat them in the Champions League semi-final. That's when that'll be.
All skulls on it.
Yeah.
Bit of funky Dortmund. Don't know when we're talking. Get your Dortmund with your big logo, with your sleeves down, and well, player issue that, but nice over here. With a couple of with a centenary badge on. I think that's a Bundesliga charity badge, so that's don't find them much, but that's probably like you just look at me, you get everything out, you just grab it. It is just a lot of 90s.
With that Dortmund shirt, is that mid 90s?
Yeah, the only thing I'd like to point out is that club rivalries know no boundaries when it comes to my love of goalkeeping shirts, and this. My final offering for the night, I think, will prove that in the fact that don't tell my mates that it's Admiral, double Admiral, it's Leeds United, it's about as I don't know, is it John Lukic would be seen sporting
that's
that?
That's a Lukic special, mate, 100%.
Nice big padded elbows. You'll never see me wearing it because I'm contractually obliged not to wear it. But I just love the shirt that much. It's just one of those shirts that I've just got to. You just can't not have it. It's just an absolute classic, Premier League 90s classic, and that one of those unique band of sports equipment that were. Made and sponsored by the same people that you can throw into the. Who did that? Bolton
Reebok.
Stoke have a double A6 at some point.
No,
double
Norwich did.
Norwich had a double A6. Stoke had a double someone. Stoke.
Maybe it was A6.
Maybe it was A6 as well. I think it might have been. It was different. They had definitely had double someone. Obviously, Bolton with a Reebok, Leeds double Admiral, Celtic double Umbro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's got to be one more.
We're burning through material here. We could have done an episode on that. Never mind. Have you got any more shirts, Dan, to wrap us off? Because
mate,
I was going to say try top that for Mal, but
mate, I'm going to do rapid fire then, mate.
He's going to nip his Southampton shirt up quick.
Ha! Mate, you'll never get a fucking.
It's in his bed. He sleeps with it. He won't have it handy.
Double Lazio.
I was going to ask that about that England '96 shirt. Is there any other
team
that used it? And there you are.
That's it. Yeah, Lazio got it as well. I've got a feeling. I'm just going to throw out there. I've got a feeling Ajax had something similar. One or t'other. So yeah, but there's something you slap Banca de Roma on anything and it's pure filth. So that's the double offering there. I think there's a third kit that they did have. I don't have. I'm sure it's in grey. It's the year before ours one.
Nice.
That's those two. Absolute delight. Sampdoria. That's 1994-95.
Is that a Rouge one or someone?
That's again. Here you go. Yeah, the Rouge badge on there.
Because what was what I was thinking. I'm sure is it the same? Is it the same template as that one on the sleeves?
I
With
don't know.
different
This one's
colours?
got all the arrows
No,
going
you've
on
got the
it.
arrows.
Yeah,
Look at
your
look
one.
at
No,
sleeves,
your
look
one
at
is
that.
the one they had the next year, and actually they did have that one. I've got that actually in yellow on its way to me from a very good friend out in the States.
With the arrows.
With the arrows on the way, it's got the
The
arrows that wiggle around the shirt like little worms.
the Shaka Hislop Reading special.
Yeah, that's a reference. Fucking hell.
Yeah. Took that
I
one
haven't gone into the Shagger Islop section yet. I'd say
That-
probably.
That's the one.
Well,
That's
this
the one.
is almost the one. This is like the option. Milan actually were more known for this colourway
Yeah.
on their goalkeeper. Their keepers had the same thing. Again, Royce, but it's got the ERG print and it's got the stitched sort of player
It's
patch on there.
triangular.
This is in double XL as well, so there's a very good chance this is match prepared for. This probably would have been Pagliuca at that time. So this was, I think this is the 92, 93 one. That's one of my absolute favourites.
Yeah.
I'll go double up on this one. This one will piss off Birdie's shirts because he keeps asking me, is this for sale yet? So this is loads of teams had this, like I think Holland, Fiorentina. I'm pretty sure Milan had it as well when they were Lotto.
Who's that again? Is that the same as that, just in a different colour? Or is it?
So your one is your one that you've got there. Your Fiorentina is the 7-Up, which was the year after.
Yeah.
I think it does exist with a Giocaceria sponsor like my one here as well.
But your Atalanta one, is it the same template as that in a different colour?
It looks
it
the
is,
same.
yeah. Mine's the same, exactly the same as yours. They're both actually identical, Al. They're just a different colourway.
Oh god, yeah.
Oh yeah.
So it's so the Fiorentina is for listeners is all covered in the bobbles. Giocaceria sponsor, and actually there's the cover-up panel that was stitched over that would have had the 7-Up.
Looks
so
a
they've used
cover-up
this for
job.
years. Stunning kit. This. That's.
It's actually that template is actually more subtle in the black and the not as in your face colours, really, isn't it?
It's not. No, I mean it's a much more chilled one. This one potentially a player she's got the original one on the back, but again, it's pointless trying to say it definitely is. Stitch Atalanta, the Dea logo on there, beautiful, massive, great Tam oil, one of the best sponsors in football history.
And covered in
rubber
dimples.
dots. This shirt is like a more blue version. Al's one he's shown up is the one with the sort of purplish sort of tones to it. But this I love this so much. This is the background on my phone screen.
Is it for sale for Birdie or not?
Let me have a think. No.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, Dan. Better luck next millennium.
I tried.
Sorry, mate. I just can't do it. I love it too much. Look at it. Look at that. It's great, isn't it? It's just gorgeous. One for Zeke's shirts.
Yeah.
One for him, Fresh Shirts UK. The Borussia Mönchengladbach Reebok craziness. Again, sponsor, the badge, just lovely. Loads of stuff painted on this one as well. All the sponsor and the Reebok and the Borussia is all sort of painted into it. It's a bit weird, but crazy, really nice. A bit more mundane, but crazy colours. It's the Inter Milan.
Yeah.
I think this is 99, 2000 or 2001. Al,
Also,
you might be able to help me out on this one.
Available in shades of orange. Did they do a yellow and greeny one as well?
I think they definitely did a yellow. Yeah, I seem to remember a yellowy one, definitely.
Is that from that transition period from the 90s into the 90s where it's in your face, but we're gonna settle down a bit on the pattern and stuff.
Everything.
Bingo, yeah.
Go a bit
who had this been? Peruzzi? Was it still? I don't think Pagliuca was in it. Tom?
No. God, how much did it pay? Not Toldo.
No, Toldo was at Fiorentina, wasn't he?
Yeah. That's going to annoy me now.
Unless it still was Pagliuca, but I always, for some reason in my head, I just thought it was Peruzzi, but I'm probably very wrong. I'll have some angry Italians message me. But it's the green. It's just this ridiculous marine. Oh, it's gorgeous. Both of there's a bluey one and a green one. It's a more bluey tone on the top band, and this sort of green, which is just stunning. Another one to blow your knockers off.
Yes.
Now, again, custom international shirt, completely for them. FA of Ireland, Opal,
Alan Kelly, we're talking Alan Kelly era. Who are we talking here?
Kelly, Pat Bonner, Shay Given made his debut in this.
Did he?
Yeah,
Nice.
95, 96. So, yeah, not in this actual kit, my God. The best bit, it's just got this little yellow trim around the top, around the collar. So it's purple, crazy rave pattern. I think we spoke about it in episode before where that's rated as one of the worst Ireland shirts of all time, which is just a travesty.
That Argentina shirt was the
Love
someone that you had earlier in the episode that was ranked one of Argentina's worst ones as well. Bizarre.
One man is ranking that poorly.
Shocking behaviour.
Last bit as well, or second to last bit. This is the second to last bit. So this is the 95-96 Sampdoria, and this is the proper Asics goalkeeper kit. Asics tag, Asics foam press logo, proper stitched on badge, Nova Terrena, painted on sponsor, and this would have been sort of like a squad prepared one. So it's the number 12 screen printed in the back, and they had Zenga got injured in that year. And his form dropped and he got injured and they ended up swapping him out for this keeper. And I think the guy, I can't remember his name, he got sold to Milan, I'm sure the year after. And he did all right, but it was towards the end, the Zenga was on his arse at that point. And now for my coup de grace. This is the last thing I've got. This is the last thing I've got against the Thanos, the inevitability of that, of Al Shaw's collection, right? This is almost certainly a match-worn Pagliuca Sampdoria. This is the 92-93 version of the kit. Terribly done, sort of patches, but all stitched in.
Have they just whacked the club badge on over the top then?
Yeah, they just stitched them on, and these shirts, it's hard to get the shirts. You know the Fodolo where they hardly ever have it with the badge stitched on. If you've got that and everything ties in, you almost certainly got like a match worn one.
Nice.
But yeah, ERG's in blue on this one, and I think in the 91 or the 1992 they had it in black. But again, Royce on the arm, Asics quickly stuck on there on the actual chest in black, thick black vinyl. And I remember this guy had it on eBay in Italy for like 450 quid, and it was up there for like a year. And I had it as a watched item, and he sent me a thing. He obviously just wanted it sold, and he offered me it for 200 quid, and I thought, fuck it, I'll just be really cheeky, and offered back 120, and he accepted it. He's just obviously gagging.
That is some drop, like, isn't it?
And I just kept him on watched items because not because I ever thought I'd buy it, because
just wanted to look at it, didn't you?
Yeah, honestly, to go, oh, wouldn't it be great? It was almost to reference it. What did it look like? But yeah, you got your Royce tag in there.
Brilliant.
This one's XL. It's absolutely ginormous. It's still got like the mud stains on the sleeve there.
It's the most serviceable colour for a keeper top, isn't it?
Oh, it's horrendous. Currently en route from Birdie. So maybe I shouldn't slag him off about not selling that Atlantic kit. Currently en route is the 91-92 with the Scudetto patch on. Iconic all-time Pagliuca kit. But that for now is, that's match-worn Pagliuca. I've got no COA or no way of like totally, but it's almost impossible not to be.
You can almost smell his sweat, can't you?
Yeah, exactly. And that's me. That's me done. I'm spent.
Beautiful.
Wow. Good old session, that, chaps.
Love it.
I think I'm done. I've got to say, it's just when you've got a subject you absolutely love to bits, you can go on about it forever, can't you? But we want to, don't want to bother listeners too much, do we, guys?
It's not boring to listen to. It's giving me too much editing to do.
Al, I'll tell you what. One last question, Al. So let's just. So I'm going to pick out what was my favourite from your set.
Yeah.
You have to hopefully pick out one from me. For me, your Lazio Chiro across the that's the 90. What's it? 95, 96, 96, 97.
Yes.
Very
Right
down
behind
on
your
stuff.
left arm.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
That for me that's my favourite of yours.
Thank you.
I'm an absolute sucker for Lazio goalkeeper kits.
Yeah, me too. Oh, what am I going to say, Dan? What am I going to say? I've got a couple. I have a real thing for that crazy 90s co-branding, early 90s kind of co-branding of keepers turning up in their own gear and hastily having a manufacturer's patch stuck over it. So it has to be the one that is currently over your left shoulder. It's 90s in a jar. It's the co-branding. It's the we best sew the badge on, like, you know, somebody in the pub, somebody in the kit room just whacked on a badge and probably hand stitched it on, and yeah, just look at it though. It's just, and you know as well, and I know, like the guy who wore that was like, for me. I know you, but he was for me. I remember watching Pagliuca on like Football Italia, and like just thinking, oh, he's just style. He's just style. Like he just looked like he's almost like he didn't want to get dirty because he just looked too good to start with. But like the way I always remember the way he used to, just the way he wore his sleeves slightly up, and then he'd have his gloves on. There'd always be, so he'd have a long sleeve shirt, but he'd always have a bit of a gap. This is like, I'm going into fanboy mode here, but
Yeah, no, you're right.
He'd have a little bit of a gap where you could just see his nicely bronzed wrists in between the gaps. Obviously, just the shirts he wore, you could obviously tell that he was obviously the way his shirts, and then just he used to wear those black, like fairly long keeper shorts that came in. And then remember, he was also one of the first guys that would then wear a pair of socks that were different from the team socks. So he would look properly like a genuinely kind of bespoke keeper. But he just looked like a model, the guy with his supremely coiffed hair. And he's amazing. I mean, the back I would have seen would have been his Rouge gloves to start with when I remember him playing. It's just the early 90s right there, and I absolutely loved it.
Spot on, mate. He was something special, and he's a very very well respected and well thought of bloke off the pitch as well, mate. So yeah, good choice all round, mate. Jake, have you got a favourite from tonight?
Yours probably the Lazio version of the England '96. I love how it's, especially with that Ireland goalkeeper. I love the sponsor over it. I know people say sponsors ruin shirts, but that opal adds to that Ireland shirt for me. But yeah, the Lazio '96. Yeah, look at that.
Yes.
And then for Al's, fucking hell, how long have we got?
Your show, mate. Do what you want.
Yeah. the Parma shirt for me.
Got
to be the Parma.
Parma.
Yeah, over your right shoulder.
Oh, that one. Sorry.
Yeah.
That is stunning.
As quilted as your finest 3-point player.
Yeah, I just love the quilted aspect of it.
It is. It's quilt from head to toe as well, mate. There's not an inch of it that's not quilted, and also they're not pulled to buggery. But yeah, never mind. But no, it's it's been lovely to drag some of these out. I haven't seen some of these for a while. It's often something like this where it makes you think, go and have a quick look at. I was looking high and low, thinking where are the keeper tops stashed, and then obviously clearly found a few that I've forgotten about.
Tucked in the bed with you.
Tucked away.
What's your favourite two from my goalkeeper shirt collection now? I mean, it's on display behind me, over my left.
Like the black one's looking good. Yeah.
I'll beat you to it, mate. I was going to say
next time.
Yeah, you poached me on there one out. I'd say the black one as well. What
Yeah,
else?
it looks good, doesn't it?
Tough choice, isn't it? I know.
Does look nice. Does look nice.
Well, thank you, Al, for coming on and just absolutely mesmerising both of us. I
Thank you
imagine
for inviting me.
Dan's seen a lot of the collection before, but I think when I had you on as a guest, I don't think we went this deep into the goalkeeper shirt. So I am absolutely now
It's a
going to
big
be
rabbit hole, mate. It's a big rabbit hole to go down.
updating the eBay searches, just bankrupting myself. So yeah, thanks for that, mate.
Looking for Gianluca Pagliuca's wrists.
Yeah. Some dodgy Google searches going on now.
Pagliuca's forearms. They're very nice. Yeah. It's got very nice forearms. Did he always have a chain bouncing around as well?
A what?
Would there have been a chain bouncing around when he was goalkeeping? I seem to remember. Have I just imagined
At
this?
least 5. But you know what? That's a good point. Actually, I could dig out the samp book, mate, and
Sure, he was aware of it.
yeah, I'm pretty sure there is. I've got the Maglia book, and I'm sure
Man,
it's
he
in
was
there,
a
mate.
stylish, beautiful man. Anyway,
He was good. That naturally, he'd wake up, he'd come out of the shower, and it would quaff itself.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jake. Anyway, we digress.
No, it's all right, mate. For anyone that wants to see the shirts that you've shown off today or talked about, or any other shirts, where can they find you on social media, mate?
Come round my house and pay the appropriate admission fee, or they can find me on al.show.shirts. Or just come round, have a chat, we'll have a brew. We can just rub pieces of polyester over various pieces of our body, and yeah, we're fine. Anyone wants to come and have a look, always welcome. That's what shirts are for. Shirts are for sharing.
Shirts are for touching.
Dan, yourself, anything to plug? You want to mention?
Ooh, Dan, anything to plug?
No, I've only been plugging the entire show during for those watching.
Invoices in the post, by the way.
18th of May, Liverpool, Bootle FC, 10 a.m. We'll be there for 10. 11 a.m. doors open, football fair, kick off 2 p.m. and then post-game awards and a bit of nonsense during the day as well. So if you are free, it's completely free entry. Please come along. He's going to have 10 rather big shirt sellers on the fair and some ridiculous shirt collectors. Jesse, House of Colts, coming over to play for us. The Hoff 180, he's coming over to play for us. On the boots, we've got people like Josh Tassell, LJ Collects, some really big boot collectors. AGT, Alex Gildea Trot, who hosts Cop TV. Double A, our mate, who's on the United stand. He's playing for shirts, so it's quite some pretty.
He's playing, is it? Oh, right. I didn't realise he was playing. I thought he was just there to be there,
running around with his little gimbal. No, he'll be
slated every single player's performance.
Yeah, terrible. The Brazilians were horrendous. No, I think he's. Yeah, so got a few bits. Basically, just turn up to that. It'd be really good fun. Just free day out. Bring your family. Have a great time. Have a few beers. Enjoy yourself.
Love that.
Well, hopefully a comeback or two on the cards.
Yeah. Well, definitely. I've heard that. Well, obviously you've got a late fitness test coming up, Al. I've got to see you go. I don't want to rush you back. You are on individual training at the moment.
Thank you. And with that in mind, can I just plug that I am doing the London Marathon on the 21st of April for the Roy Castle Lung Cancer Foundation. The link is in my bio, wherever it might be.
I'll put it in the YouTube video as well.
Oh, bless you, mate. If anyone can donate anything towards a fantastic cause, I'd be really grateful, because the training runs are really beginning to piss me off now. I know it's not long.
Is this a taxi fare? Is that what it's going towards?
I know it's not long. Switch off my GPS and hope for the best. I know it's not long, but the 3.5 hour training runs just round, the backside of Wakefield just aren't fun. I'm sure the day itself will be. But yeah, I'm into hard yards territory, so any support for a fantastic cause would be most welcome. But thank you.
Are you allowed to bring your own whippet?
Absolutely.
Or is there a whippet ban below Watford?
Once you're inside the M25, you do have to be very careful, but I might see if I can sneak to whip it out onto roads. to marathon.
Ah.
It's at London. You're all in for Yorkshire stuff. You need Yorkshire stuff. You come to
I'm
me.
surprised. I'm surprised it took him an hour and a half to, mention.
It's just racism, innit? It's racism at its worst.
Yeah, don't worry, mate. My mum's from Barron Furnace, mate. Red Rose, Red Rose. That's all I know.
That's proper. That's proper North. Everyone has to call that the North.
Yeah.
If you're in England.
You two are in the Midlands.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm in France.
Proper
No,
North.
Yeah, you're totally nowhere to us.
But no, genuinely been an absolute pleasure. Loved it. Thank you for inviting me on. I've scratched an itch today, so I'm really happy with that. Thank you.
Very welcome, mate.
I've had a few wearing these shorts, trust me.
For anyone that's listened on the audio, I think this is the episode for you to convert to watching it on YouTube, Shirts and Time podcast, because it's just been absolute madness. And don't forget to subscribe while you're there. But yeah, thank you for watching and listening.